Have you ever wondered how many photos you've missed because of the time you spent digging through the camera's menu instead of shooting? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to program the buttons and the dials on the Canon R5 Mark II so that you'll have quick settings right at your fingertips. That way you don't miss those great photo opportunities. And stay till the end where I'll show you some of these customized buttons and dials in action. Let's get started. Hey there, welcome back. And if you're new here, my name's Rob, and I appreciate you checking out this video. First off, which settings do we change most often? We all use our cameras differently, so what I'm going to do is show you the settings I use, and maybe it'll give you some ideas of how you want to set up your camera. Now, I shoot birds and wildlife, so my camera is set up for that type of photography. Let's get right into it. Some common settings we change are aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. Let's take a quick look at the buttons and dials that control these. For aperture, I use the main dial, which I believe is how the camera is set up out of the box. And to change the shutter speed, I use the quick control dial 1 right here, which I think was also the camera's default. Okay, now which button is good for changing ISO? For this, I sometimes use the quick control dial right here, but I mostly use the multifunction button right here near the shutter button, which is pretty cool because it also allows for the adjustment of exposure compensation all in one place. Let's press the multifunction button. When you're inside the multifunction menu for ISO, you dial the quick control dial here on the back of the camera, and to adjust the exposure compensation, you turn the main dial wheel right here on the top of the camera. Pretty handy. Now that's all pretty straightforward, but how can we set up the buttons and dials on our cameras to cut out the time wasted searching through the menu for our settings? Right now I'm going to show you these settings, so let's get going. Okay, so let's get into programming some of these dials and buttons to make our workflow more efficient. Let's start with the drive modes. Drive modes are settings that control how many photos your camera takes when you press the shutter button. Now, I've tried several different buttons for this function and found that the depth of field preview button shown right here in the front of the camera works great for this. Let me show you how to program the depth of field button to quickly change the drive modes. Go into the menu and scroll over to the green menu under tab 1 and choose Custom Buttons for Shooting, then press the Set button. Then turn the quick control dial until it highlights the depth of field preview button. Then press Set and scroll over to Drive Mode and hit Set again, and that's it. Now when we push the depth of field preview button, it'll bring up the drive modes where you can turn the quick control dial to quickly switch modes on the fly. Okay, now let's program another button that'll really speed up your workflow. This one will make it so you can quickly go from a perched bird to, say, a bird in flight. And that is this AF point button located right here in the back of the camera. We're going to assign this button to change our autofocus areas. Autofocus areas are the settings that tell the camera where to focus in the frame, like using one small point, a group of points, a zone, or the whole frame to find your subject. To program this, let's go back to the green menu and scroll over to the AF point button and press Set and choose Direct AF Area Selection, then press Set. But we're not done there for this button because we have to go over to the purple menu under tab 5 and choose Limit AF Areas, then press Set. Then uncheck the focus areas you don't need or use. This way we minimize the choices to only what we need. Now when we press the AF point button, it'll quickly change to the focus area we want. Here I have Spot, the Expanded AF Area, Flexible Zone, and Whole Area AF. Now that's pretty cool, but this next button is going to save you a ton of frustration. Now, have you ever had your focus point wander around the back of your LCD screen? The Canon R5 Mark II has a touchscreen that sometimes causes the focus point to accidentally relocate on the screen when we touch it. But here's a great solution to recenter that focus point in literally less than a second. Let's go back to the green menu and scroll over to the multi-controller and press Set. Then with this direct AF point selection highlighted, press the Info button and choose Switch to Center AF Point. Then press the Info button again. Now when the AF point ends up away from the center, whether accidentally or purposefully, all you have to do is press the multi-controller straight in, and bam, the AF point is centered. Okay guys, check this one out. For those of you who are considering using back button focus, watch how easy this is. My back button focus setup uses these three buttons right here. Now we've already programmed the autofocus point button over here on the right for choosing our AF area selection. So let's get these other two set up, starting right here with the AF on button. Okay, so let's go back to the Customize Buttons section and press Set. Scroll to the AF on button and press Set. Then choose Eye Detection AF, hit Set, and that's it. While we're still in the menu, scroll over to the AE Lock button, which is our next button right here, hit Set, choose Metering and AF Start. Then press the Info button and uncheck all of these except for AF Start Position and Spot Detection. Then press the Info button to save and exit. And one more important change we need to make for back button focus is to change the function of the shutter button. So scroll over to the shutter button and go in here and change it to Metering Start. This is so the shutter button won't have any influence on the focusing operations of the camera. So basically, the shutter button's only used for taking photos. Okay, now that we have these three buttons on the back ready to go, at the start of the video, I told you I was going to show you some of these customized buttons in action. And by the way, I have another video on this channel related to back button focus, so if you're interested, go watch that one next. Stick with me here and let me show you how I use this back button focus configuration in real time. Here's some lesser goldfinches coming into the thistle bag. Not that fancy, but it'll get the point across. Let's start by choosing the focus area that'll work best for this scenario. As I push the AF point button, it changes the AF point area, which determines where the camera will prioritize focus. I'll change it over to Spot Autofocus and move the spot around and place it on the bird. Then press the AE Lock button, otherwise known as the asterisk button, to initiate metering and autofocus. Then once I see the camera acquire focus, I'll quickly move my thumb over to the AF on button to initiate Eye Detect Autofocus, where it'll grab onto the bird's eye. This is when I'd start taking photos. All of this takes just split seconds. Okay, now let's move the spot over to the background and focus on the tree limbs. Then place the spot back on the thistle bag and press the asterisk button to switch focus back to the thistle bag. Then press the AF on button for Eye Detect Autofocus. Now we're tracking the bird's eye again. Okay, now let's say we want to use the expanded AF option. Like before, just press the AF button to change it over from spot focus. Then let's focus on the background so we can see how well it works for acquiring focus on the thistle bag from scratch. Place it on the thistle bag and press the asterisk button, and boom, we're in focus. Now I'll move my thumb over to the AF on button to activate Eye Detect AF. Then once it locks onto the bird's eye, I start taking photos. Now let's choose Flexible Zone Autofocus, again by pressing the AF point button, and I want to show you something here with the Flexible Zone option. I'll move the bracket down to the bottom of the screen and then press the asterisk button to acquire focus, and you'll notice even though the bird's eye is outside the bracketed area, it still shows a blue bracket on the bird, which means it's detecting the bird. This is because the camera's still searching the whole frame for animals because we have the camera set to Animal Detect mode. However, it still prioritizes whatever's inside the bracketed area for what it'll focus on. Now let's move the bracket to the top of the frame, and you can see since there's no bird up there, it grabs the thistle bag as indicated by the blue squares. But look what happens when I press and hold the AF on button to initiate Eye Detect Autofocus. It grabs the bird's eye way outside the flexible zone bracket and locks focus there. Now it'll override the zone and stay locked on the bird's eye regardless of where the flexible zone brackets are located. Now let's take a closer look at Eye Detect Autofocus. Let's say you're locked onto the eye and the bird moves in such a way that it causes the camera to lose Eye Detect Autofocus. All you have to do in this situation is let up on the AF on button, then press and hold it again when the bird's eye comes back into view and it'll lock back on. That's why this 3 back button focus setup works so great. You can quickly choose an appropriate zone for the situation, acquire focus on the target, and then lock onto the eye and take the shot. All of this within split seconds. Also, take note that as long as the eye detect stays locked onto the eye, you can move the camera around to create a composition before taking a photo. Okay, I've shown you quite a few new settings here, and I'd recommend you take your time and not change too many things at once. Try to get used to them one at a time so it doesn't get overwhelming. Okay, now you're set up to choose those vital camera settings at your fingertips without having to search through the menu. If you enjoyed this video, stick around because there's another very informative one coming up right now. Please hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.